I love that song. Welcome back, Cindy Dole, and happy early 4th of July to you as we celebrate this great country of ours. Home Wizards is the show, and we like to celebrate just you, and that can be as simple as finding a new plant, as we were talking with Jamie Dury, or finding a new way to add tile. I love that whole idea of all you just have this adhesive on the wall, boom, you're done. You've got a great new wall. And maybe it's something about creating just a sense of sanity and serenity in your home office because, oh, wait, you don't have that? You have a little chaos too? I can relate. Yeah. It's kind of hard being organized when you are working from home. And with me is a guy who really has a niche this way. He is a longtime organization professional who has years of experience helping in every kind of category. But he found out that, hey, in the past few years, more of us want to work from home or maybe need to work from home. And so with me is a guy who's going to give us some tips to find that order finally, right? Joshua Zerkel is the guy. So thanks for being here, Joshua, with CustomLivingSolutions.com.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hi.
Be able to help anyone regain their sanity. It's always a good thing.
Yeah. So first of all, I am so glad to hear that you are helping people with home offices because I work from my home and it seems that no matter how hard you try, you still can fall back into those bad habits. I even had a professional organizer come to my home and help me with my filing system. But then there's the digital challenge and it goes on, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the more digital our world becomes, the more of a need there is for us to really get control over all those bits and bytes that are on our computer so they don't start piling up like the papers that are around our desk, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The phone line sounds a little bad. If you can maybe move to another area in your home, but just keep talking. That's okay. But I'm just thinking that it sounded a little echoey there for a second. And you know what else I've also found, and I'm sure all your clients tell you this, we all want to go to places like the Container Store before we even have figured out our system. And I went this past week and got this great closet rod extender that instantly creates more room for hanging your clothes and so on and so forth. But really, the bottom line is if you don't know what you're going to do, if you haven't downsized your clutter already and haven't already figured out your method, you're going to fail. Isn't that true?
That's so true. And the thing is, many of us want to buy ourselves organized just by going to the store and getting some new gizmos or gadgets or folders or a new computer. But the truth is, without having a really good plan for what we need to do with our things and how we need to change our habits to stay organized, most of those things that we buy end up becoming just more clutter. I see it all the time with my clients, all the time.
Like a whole garage full of organization boxes or something like that, right?
Oh, it's so funny. When I meet with a new client, they're always so proud to show me all of the things that they've bought before, and many of them have a lot of things that they've tried.
And maybe the stickers are still on there, the price tag.
Yeah, they really just want this result. They want to get organized, and I totally empathize with that. It's so important to stay on top of all the details.
And I love how you're helping people even through Skype and with this challenge all over the world.
Yeah, it's so fun because now technology lets me be with people wherever they happen to live or work. I just worked with a client actually in Singapore, which I thought was great. And, the challenges that we have are universal. As we get busier, our stuff increases, our digital worlds get more complex. We still need help managing these pieces. It's not automatic. We aren't born with this knowledge. So I'm just happy to be able to help people wherever they happen to be in with whatever they need help with.
Well, but you were born with it, apparently, right?
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the type of thing where I look at it like it's a skill, and like some people can sing and others are really great at sports. I happen to be really great at putting things in order. So
yeah, like your comic books,
each
right?
of us has our skill. This is the one that I got, so I'm trying to really use it as much as I can.
That's great. Well, so help us. We're walking into our home office. It's the weekend, and we might have a couple of hours to kind of get it a little more organized. What should we be looking at when we first see the space to kind of think, all right, we're going to tackle this? And I know that's another principle, right? You don't want to do the whole thing all at once because we're going to set ourselves up to fail because it's too overwhelming.
Definitely. I mean, one of the things I see a lot with clients when they try to do this on their own is they say to themselves, I'm going to organize my home office this weekend or today. And it becomes too big and things end up usually getting really messy in the process and people get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And we want to avoid that at all costs. So instead what I suggest is choosing one specific either area or project. For instance, maybe the top of your desk is really out of control. Maybe that's the area that's really covered with papers and other stuff. Or Maybe it's the desktop on your computer, and it's really hard for you to find things on your computer because you can't see the forest for the trees on your computer desktop.
Yes.
So define a small project like that and give yourself the hour or 2 hours or whatever you have to complete that specific work. Have a specific goal in mind, like I would like half of these papers gone from my desk, or I'd like most of the icons on my computer desktop into a folder or deleted by the end of these 2 hours. That's a really definable thing that you can actually accomplish in that amount of time.
All right, but here's the trick. Here's the trick.
Here's the amount of time I have. Let me do just that.
All right, but now you've opened up a can of worms for me in the Cindy Dole world, as I'm because I want to clean my desktop, darn it, and every week I get another video that I have to upload to or download, and more music, and goes on and on projects, and so now I'm afraid, okay, if I try to put them all somewhere, then I won't be able to find them again.
And this is something I hear a lot is, Josh, I'm afraid that if I put these things into the file cabinet or organize them on my computer, I'll forget that they're there.
Yeah, it's happened.
That's real. I mean, the truth is it happens. And when you get organized, sometimes if you do it in a way that isn't natural for how you think, that is the result. And so what I really encourage people to do is, if you're a really visual person, recognize that and be okay with it. You're not going to end up shoving things into drawers or into folders on your computer without having some sort of system that gives you cues to let you know that they're still there. So, for instance, with one of my clients who's a really visual person but still wanted a clear space, which I think is what all of us want, we put things in folders. But for the key things that she needed to work on, we created a vision board so that in front of her, on her desk or on her wall, she would have visual cues for each of those projects that were priorities for her, whether it's like a little snapshot or maybe an element of that project attached to this board, so that at a glance she can see easily and remember what she needs to still work on. So you have to kind of find that balance between how much of your stuff you really want put away, and how many visual cues do you need to really remind you that those things still exist and should still be on your radar. And it is a fine balance, and it takes some practice. But that is something that can be done. Definitely.
And you're helping people
you don't have to live with clutter just because you want to see the things. You can find the right balance there.
And another great thing that you're helping people with is in terms of our home improvement projects, keeping track of all that paper, right? In terms of receipts.
Absolutely. I mean, our worlds are filled with paper, right? And so paper comes at us from all directions, whether it's a project that we're working on, like a big home improvement project, which can generate, voluminous amounts of paper, or medical documents that we have coming in, or even things just like recipes. So a lot of my clients now are asking me to help them go paperless, which is really interesting. And this is really just in the past couple of years that I think people are recognizing that having less paper by getting things onto your computer is a really viable option. And there's definitely tools that can help you do that. You don't have to do it all on your own. And if you've been using like your multifunction printer, fax, scanner, copier device to get papers into your computer, you've probably experienced that it's really slow and it takes a long time and it's just not that fun. So I usually recommend like a high-speed scanner, like a Neat Desk or Neat Receipts, or a scanning service to help you get those papers, whether they're for like a remodeling project or even just your recipes, onto your computer, because all of us now are used to using the computer. So having our stuff in the space where we're actually used to working tends to help us process things a little better and more easily. So keeping track of those bits is really important, and making it easy and accessible is really important too.
All right, we'll check it out. We'll check out Neat Desk and Neat Receipts, and I also love this little tidbit that you shared with me earlier, Evernote. Check out Evernote. Thanks to Joshua, you go to Evernote, and it's a free download way to save all those thoughts in your head, those Post-it notes of ideas and projects and so forth, so you can save it either on your desktop or on your mobile device. So Joshua Zerkel, thank you so much. Joshua Zerkel with CustomLivingSolutions.com. Go to his website as well. So the 4th of July, just a couple of days away. I hope you have a safe and beautiful one with those you love. And remember that next Saturday we're here from 2 to 4. In the meantime, go to cindydole.com. Follow me on Facebook. And until then, remember, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.